Perfect. Okay. So our first slammer for this evening will be Daniel Molpeceres. I hope I got that right. Jointly from TUM and the MPQ. And so tonight he'll be talking about quantum cooling algorithms. So Daniel comes originally from Madrid in España, and is part of a long line of physicists. So that includes both of his parents. So really talk about great expectations. Daniel had this all in his upbringing. And he's now a PhD student at TUM working on verification of quantum devices. And Daniel also, cheekily told me backstage that he has an exit plan. So he also has a degree in classical guitar, just in case his degree in physics doesn't really work out. And contrary to what the title of his talk might suggest, he actually really hates the cold. So with that, let's give a really warm round of applause and welcome Daniel to the stage for our first talk.
All right. Hello, everyone. Everyone can see me. Everyone can hear me. Probably people over there cannot see me, but at least they will hear me. That is good. So quick question. How many of you have ever attended a science lab before? Hands up. Hands up who has attended a science lab before. Okay, we've got more people here than there. That is fine. So for those of you, probably half of you, that do not know what a science lab is about, I will talk a bit about the science that I'm doing. I'll try to make some jokes. If they stick, you laugh. If they don't stick, you don't. I want you to be genuine, because I'm trying to make a career out of a stand-up comedian in case physics and guitar doesn't work out. But yeah, I will be talking about what I've been working with a lot of pain for the last 1.5 years, maybe even 2. I'm actually not counting time at this point. And this is about quantum cooling algorithms. It would be great if I can get the thing for passing the slides, because if not, I'm just gonna show that. Great, amazing. Thank you very much. All right, now I have to actually turn it on. There we go. Good. So let us start with the real world problem. So as Tim already said, I come from Spain. I'm a Spaniard. And as everyone knows, Spanish people are lazy by nature. If you laughed, you are either Spanish or racist. So anyway, that was a trap thing, so don't laugh. Anyway, so I am a lazy Spanish person, better said. And so every time I have to go somewhere, instead of actually looking at my atlas, I have to go to Google Maps. And I always look the shortest way to it, right? So for example, if I have to go one day to first the university, then the post office, and maybe then go grocery shopping and then back home, I of course want to find the easiest way to go from one place to another. Rather said, the fastest, because it's freezing cold out there and I hate cold. So of course, we don't see what Google Maps does behind the scenes, but it is actually kind of complicated. It does some very weird hibbity-gibbity magic with some scalings that are not very good. Of course, what ends up happening most of the times, for example, that day in my case, was that I forgot the letter that I was going to send to the post office, so I didn't have to go to the post office. And then I ate at the Mensa, so I didn't have to go grocery shopping. So in the end, it was a very easy task for me. But what happens if instead we have something like, hey, I want to do a trip through Italy? What is the best way to visit all of the cities in the least amount of time so that I don't have to spend my money at a hotel? And that is a very good question and is a tough question. So let me first present to you some easier question to answer. That is the one that I have been working on. So let us assume that this Christmas you have your family dinner, as it is usual, and then the conversation, as it is also usual, turns political. And everyone knows that there are two main political opinions. My opinion, the wrong one. However, let us assume that there are people that support one party, let's just say the Green Party, and then there are some people that support another party, the Orange Party. And so, for example, if everyone in your family except that one weird cousin supports the Green Party, then everyone will be very happy if that weird cousin accepts the views from the rest of the family, right? So in this case, the state of, say, minimal energy of our family, so the state in which the conversation flows more tranquil and everyone is happy, would be if everyone supports the Green Party. However, what happens if instead of being your cousin that supports the Orange Party, it is your grandma? Because you don't want to upset your grandma on Christmas. She made the food for you, so you better eat it and be happy about it. Then, of course, everyone will say, yes, grandma, you are completely correct. The Orange Party is absolutely amazing. We do not care about the 60 million debt. So everyone will be happy if everyone supports the Orange. And so, in this case, the state of minimal energy would be the one in which everyone is orange. However, what happens if we just have some weird random family where everyone has their own opinion, everyone has their own strength of opinion? Then it is very difficult to find an actual state in which everyone is happy. Probably most of your families aren't happy when politics are discussed in the family dinner. So we know this problem is pretty hard and everyone can relate to that. However, this is all very classical because we have two parties and whatnot. So what happens if we go quantum? Let me first explain for those of you that do not know about quantum, there may be some of you that do not know about quantum, the difference between bits and qubits. So a bit is like a coin, because you know that when you throw it, you're going to get two values, either heads or tails. And this is always going to be the case. Do not tell me that you've ever had a coin land on its side, because it's not true. It's actually not true. In any case, we have two possible outcomes, right? However, when you implement the magic of quantum science, then you have kind of an spherical coin. So when you throw it, you can end anywhere on the sphere, even inside the sphere, which is kind of weird for a coin, but hey, who knows? This is quantum. So we have many, many more possibilities. This is very good for some things because, for example, they allow for much more expressivity. They allow for much more information to be stored there. So you actually are doing something much more efficiently most of the times. However, it is also kind of difficult to find, for example, the heads. So if you throw a coin that is spherical and there is only a point in the sphere that is actually the heads, kind of difficult to actually get it to land there, right? So our problem would be as follows. Instead of having family members, we have quantum family members, quantum qubits. So each of the qubits has its own energy. Say, for example, that this guy here has a lot of energy because he's stressed that everyone thinks that the Green Party is good and he's from the Orange Party, so he's super mega ultra stressed because he doesn't want to share his opinion because he will be publicly crucified. And then this one over there is very happy because it's the grandma, and the grandma always thinks her opinion is the best, and it is actually true. If you're hearing this grandma, you know it's true. So in the end, as it happens with family members, qubits have to reach an accord so that everyone is kind of the same amount of happy, right? However, as we also know, systems are usually not alone. They are not isolated. So, for example, going back to the concept of a family dinner, if then the food suddenly comes into play, everyone can focus their energy, instead of in fighting with one another, in saying, oh my God, this food is so yummy. Grandma, this is the best Christmas food ever. You did so well. I'm going to eat it all, and then repeat. So then everyone will focus their energy towards what we call the fridge, which we can actually engineer, such as we can prepare food that is yummier for some families and then maybe not so yummy for another family. So we know that we can prepare the perfect food so that everyone focuses their energies on that instead of fighting with one another. So then we can reach the state of minimal energy much, much easier. However, big however, what happens if suddenly someone turns on the TV? I chose a demon and I chose a Deutsche Bahn strike because those are the two most evil things that I know of. And of course, this is not a very good thing. and everyone's going to get angry. So everyone's also going to get more energy. They're going to get more irritated. So they're going to gain energy. And indeed they do. So what happens with these two things? So I have my environment, very evil, very bad, something that I cannot control, such as the Deutsche Bahn, sad, I know, which is messing with my system. And I don't want him to do that. So what would you do if suddenly this bad news comes on that there is a Deutsche Bahn strike and you're going to be stuck with your extended family for 2 more weeks? Well, of course, you would make more food, right? You would make the best food possible such that everyone forgets about Deutsche Bahn bees. I'm actually not going to say the word because this is going to end up on YouTube, but you know what Deutsche Bahn is. So in the end, we have some tug of war between the demons, which are everything that goes badly for our system and something that we cannot control. And then we have also the food, the power of the family, the power of working together, the power of having food in which we can focus our energies. And with that, I want to conclude my presentation, wishing you all a very good Christmas, and hopefully the demon and your grandma's cooking can work together to make your Christmas much, much better. Thank you very much.
It has Lord.